Hi, welcome to this lesson. So, in this lesson, we are going to be talking about all of the different types of numbers, right? So, the decimal numbers, hexadecimal, and then etc. And then also converting your number into a string like this, okay? So, by default, JavaScript displays your number as base 10 numbers, that is as decimal numbers. Okay, that's the default in your JavaScript. But you might have studied at school about the other types of numbers, right? About hexadecimal numbers. You might have studied about the octal numbers, about binary numbers, and things like that, and numbers like that as well, right? So you can actually convert your number into a string, and while doing the conversion you can display the number in any of these formats like this. Okay, so there is a method in numbers in JavaScript called the toString method that can be used to convert a number. Okay, it can be used to convert a number into a string in JavaScript, but once we convert it, we can display the number in any of these four formats, not just in the default decimal format, that is not just in the base 10 format, but in any of these formats. Okay, so let me give you a list of all of the bases first. So for decimal, the base is 10. Okay, for hexadecimal, it's 16, right? For octal, obviously that's 8. And then for binary is 2, right? So binary is 2. So you can give the toString, and then inside of it you can give the base number. So if you do it like this, first the variable or the number that has the number dot a toString method, where S is caps like this, and then inside your parenthesis you have to give the base number to convert the number into a string and display it according to whatever base you want. So if you give a 10 in here, it'll convert this number into a string and display it in the exact same method like in decimal. And then if you give hexadecimal in here, it'll convert it into a string but display it in the hexadecimal format. Okay, so that's how that works. So I'll show you an example for everything. To start with, let's create a variable a and assign it a number 50, which is a decimal number. Okay, base 10, your default number. Okay, and then let's start using the toString method to create variables and assign it string conversions. So first of all, this is base 10. Okay, inside of this base 10, which means decimal. So I'm converting a into a string with a toString method, and I'm displaying it in the format of a decimal number. Okay, and then let's create something else. Let's create the variable c and also use the toString method inside of it and display it as hexadecimal like this. Okay, and then let's do this a dot toString and display it as octal. Okay, and then like this, binary. Okay, like that. So console.log, if so we've created our strings with this method, and we've created them in the format that we want. So it's console.log, and inside of it, let's display that. Let's use our backtick to design our output properly. Okay, so I'm going to create 4 lines, each with what I want. So decimal, for 50, decimal is going to be like this, and then the next line, hexadecimal, that is going to be what, C, and then I'm going to do octal, that is going to be D. Sorry about that, you need to place it inside your brackets, and then you have your binary, and that is going to be E, like this. Okay, so this is output just so you can see how it works. So let me look at the output right here. There you go. See, so decimal conversion of 50 is still going to be a string 50 like this. Hexadecimal conversion is going to be 32. You already know how hexadecimal conversion works, right, in mathematics. So hexadecimal conversion of 50 is 32, octal conversion of 50 is 62, and binary conversion of 50 is 110010. So that's how you can do these things, okay? So you can probably create a uh, little mathematical calculator or something like that, little program that will help young students calculate the equivalent hexadecimal, octal, or binary equivalents of numbers that they give, okay, to help them with their schoolwork or something like that. So you can use the two-string method to create something like that. All right. So it's just an idea for a project. All right. And after we've finished that, let's check the type of any of these things. Okay, let's check the type of any of these variables at all, and let's see what we're getting. I want to check the type of. Okay, what am I getting? It's a string. Obviously, it's a string because I've converted. Even though I'm still getting a display of 15 here, the type of B in this case is actually a string. But if I check for type of A, it would probably be a number. So the toString, yes, it's a number. See, look at that number. So the toString method converts numbers to strings, and it uses different bases to display them in the different number formats of mathematics. Okay. So don't worry about this. There are predefined JavaScript methods to convert strings back to numbers as well. So once you convert this into a string, you can convert it back to numbers if that's what you want. There are methods for that as well. So we'll look at that later on. So that's our toString method. I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.